Hello everyone and welcome to another timeless video. So today we're going to be taking a look at Novos's Omnitell control in timeless format. However, there is going to be a catch. We're going to be trying something a little bit different. I'm going to be testing out this card called High Fate Trickster, which actually caught my eyes during the spoiler season. We had few members of the Discord discussing this card, and I think this actually might be better than Borne Upon a Wind. So if you compare these two cards, Borne Upon a Wind is a 2-mana card versus a High Fate Trickster being a 4-mana card. Automatically, you might think that the High Fate Trickster is worse than Borne Upon a Wind, but technically, you are only using Borne Upon a Wind during combo. So during combo, Omniscience is going to be down on the battlefield, which basically means that High Fate Trickster and Borne Upon a Wind are both 0-mana card. When they resolve, your entire spell in your hand are going to have flash, which means even if they have removal spell for the High Fate Trickster, it won't really matter. So the only difference here is that the High Fate Trickster is a 4/2 creature versus a Borne Upon a Wind being able to draw one card. So if the Borne Upon a Wind is essentially the same as High Fate Trickster and it draws your card, why even play High Fate Trickster, right? Well, the thing is, the fact that this is a 4/2 creature that you can flash in at the end of opponent's turn, I feel like makes this card a little bit better versus other counterspell heavy decks, or it could even be better in the mirror match as well. Now, I was actually worried about this one interaction. Playing the High Fate Trickster over the Borne Upon a Wind was this card here, a Waterlogged Teaching. So a lot of the times, the way you win in some of the matches is by having this card called the Waterlogged Teachings. If you Waterlog Teaching in response to things like Static Prison coming down, Witch Enchanter coming down, or even in a mirror match where the Omniscience comes down, right? You want to Waterlog Teaching into Borne Upon a Wind so that you can play things at an instant speed and still be able to win the game. But if you read the Waterlog Teaching carefully, it actually says search your library for an instant speed card or a card with flash. So it actually doesn't change the fact that we're playing High Fate Trickster in this deck, because the Waterlog Teachings can still grab the High Fate Trickster even in the absence of a Borne Upon a Wind. So I'm quite interested to see how High Fate Trickster does in the shell. So having said that, I'm going to be hopping over to some times special 3 to show you guys how the deck does. So let's hop on there. Alright. Playing against Loris. This is actually a fantastic hand. 4 landers. The funny thing is, have you actually noticed the wording on the Waterlog Teaching? It says search your library for an instant speed card or a card with flash. So it can actually tutor for the fairy as well, which is super interesting. Shock that in. Definitely not the most obvious fatal push ever. Get rid of that. Also, Pride is definitely one of the more annoying cards. Double Oscillate Pride. That's kind of a yikes, isn't it? That is kind of a yikes. Double Oscillate Pride. That is brutal. That is indeed brutal. Taking 4 here. And then 6. Like what is this? Like, do they have counterspell in their deck? Oh my god, I was about to draw Omniscience as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I shock this in, I take 6 damage. I should have done it on the main phase, second main phase. I'm so stupid. Okay, they didn't do anything. Brainstorm. Another brainstorm. Like, they even play brainstorm. Like, do they actually have counter spells? I'm actually gonna get cooked if they have a counter spell. Can you play something, like, please? Oh my god. They actually have counterspell. I might be cooked here. Okay, it's stuck. It's stuck. Insane. So I play this. Probably just get better to get a dig through time. Okay, nice. So in this situation, the Fae could have actually done something, right? Omniscience into a Fae. If they had a static prison. I was worried that they actually might have a counter spell, but they actually didn't. Okay, so we want Abrupt Decay. I am basically looking at Novus' sideboard, the sideboard guide. And then we want Force of Vigor. We don't want Veil of Summer. Actually, no. We want Veil of Summer because they might have a counter spell. But it just could be... Maybe they just got unlucky and just drew... Like, there's no way they're not playing red, right? I think I'm just gonna cut Veil of Summer. I think they're Jeskai. And I'll cut... The Fae is actually really good, though, for playing around Static Prison. But it's probably the card to cut. Just because I probably value Fatal Push more. This one's interesting. We don't technically have turn 2 mana drain, but... I like the fact that we have a Force of Vigor. Guide of Souls. Okay, we got a fairy. Hopefully we draw a land next turn. I feel like I'm gonna be killing this anyways. So let's just do that. Okay, that resolves. We got a show and tell, but unfortunately we had to play a tap land there. I might just play Aatroxa. Just get the Aatroxa out. Wow, passing. A lot of brainstorms coming out from opponent here. What? Okay, like, there's no way they're not playing red, right? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Esper Sentinel, what? Okay, I'm gonna let that stick. Because I'm okay with taking damage from Esper Sentinel like million times. I think that's okay. I just don't want to get like Test of Talented. I mean, that is definitely getting counterspelled for sure. Wait, they have a treasure cruise? Very interesting deck. Yeah, they're just leaving up mana for counterspell here. Yeah, unfortunately, I just can't draw land. Let's just play this out. I don't know how many like different kinds of counterspells they play, but this is a pretty nice counterspell target if they want to get rid of this. This is their third Rainstorm. My god. So, I mean, if this ever sticks, now opponent really can't ever tap out because of this card. Giving my entire hand flash, so they have to kill this. What? Interesting. Shelter by Ghost. Okay, well, that's okay. Oslo Pride. I think I just do it on that, right? Because this one's just gonna get countered anyways. I'm never gonna be able to cast the other one. Wow, they actually let that go? Interesting. Happy about that. Yeah, look at that. Opponent is not tapping out. They're just not tapping out here. No matter what. Brainstorm. I think I want that. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Compared to Born Upon a Wind, like the fact that this just lingers around the entire time. So now opponent has to like watch out for show and tell from me like at all times. Like that's pretty funny. Swords to Plowshare. That is a good card. Let's say I wanna just show and tell here. Let's say I wanna show and tell. Okay, I mean, I show and tell, put the Atroxa down. If they counter, then they have to use the mana on... Okay, so they do play Mana Drain. I just want to check, right? I just want to check. Maybe they don't, right? Maybe they don't. Also, I just kind of wanted to put some cards into the graveyard as well. Orem's Chant. Sure? I think it's just better to dig through time now. Instead of using the brainstorm, because this gives you like 2 different looks. I'm gonna be taking 4, 5, 6 damage. They don't have a static prison, but they do have a sheltered by the ghost, which is a problem. I think I grab an abrupt decay, hoping I get a land next turn. We might just die though, to be fair. So we did get a land. So we can show and tell. Like, okay, I mean, like, if we want to just go all in, we could just brainstorm into potential Omnitell, but I just feel like probably just getting the Aatroxa down is probably better.
I will prove my worth to my pride.
So we got a Force of Vigor again. Show and Tell. Mystic Sanctuary. And then get rid of a Loris here. I'm not even sure if I'm dead, to be fair. Oh, that's a cat. That's my bad. That's a cat. Actually lost because of that. That is a cat. Loris is a cat. Okay, so we want some Veil of Summer, it seems. Looks like Mana Drain is a no-go here. So in that scenario, what I should have done was I should have waited until they used the sheltering on my Aatroxa, and then I should have abrupt decayed. So yeah, that's where I made the mistake there. I just want lands at the moment. It's so interesting that they also play Esper Sentinel as well. Deafening Silence. Hullbreaker Horde. I don't have any counter spells anymore, so I'll just fire this off. Spell Pierce on that. I think I'll just Veil of Summer this. Oh, Deafening Silence! Oh my god, I'm trolling. It's because the thing is, usually I'm the one that plays Deafening Silence and not the one getting Deafening Silenced, right? I'm trolling! Four cards in the yard. Let's see. So we got Show and Tell. And Veil of Summer together. We need to get Horse to actually get rid of Deafening Silence. We'll grab back assembled team. So that sticks. And then we find Abrupt Decay. 6 cars in the yard. Can I dig through time here? I think they won't counter though. I just don't think they would counter dig through time. Because I can just show and tell. Like that would be pretty bad for them, you know? So we got Omniscience. And we also have a Demonic Tutor. Okay, I think we should be able to win here. I fumbled. The Deafening Silence, I completely forgot about. Yeah, they have exactly Mana Drain at the moment. And we get rid of Deafening Silence. And does it matter the sequence? Okay, we won. Put that down. Yeah, I mean, this game is over, right? Actually, is it over? I don't have that many, like, tutor spells. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really have, like, tutor spells at the moment. Waterlog. No, let's just grab Dig Through Time and Omniscience. Land. I mean, this should just be over. I don't see how this isn't over. Assemble the team. Okay, there you go. Okay. Oh, we got a mirror here. Okay. Got a sneaky mirror. Okay, we found a combo. So we just need to make sure we have the Fate Trickster. I could just all in here and then just play out the Omniscience, but I don't think that's too smart. Okay, so they have a Drain in their hand, apparently. I gotta remember that this is maybe I should just okay, it looks like they have Veil of Summer as well. Okay, get rid of these fatal pushes. I think I want one more green because of another Veil of Summer. I don't need another Show and Tell. I already have 2 copies of it. Dig Through Time. Nice. There's that fairy. Actually, should I just try to go for it? I do have a fairy. Okay, let's try going for Show and Tell here. This is not gonna it's not gonna draw me a card, but I should just probably do this anyways, so I don't get my cards countered during my combo. Okay, so they have one. Actually, huh. It doesn't seem like they have Borne Upon a Wind. This could backfire. Nice. Okay, we won. Actually, did we win? We could Demonic Tutor for Mastermind's Acquisition. And then probably get a way to get rid of Omniscience, maybe. Maybe that was actually a way to do it. Then I still have my Dig Through Time, and then they don't have Omniscience anymore, right? Wait, my opponent just surrendered! What? They actually left. Okay. Sure. Okay, hopefully we draw a land with this Brainstorm. Okay, I'm actually happy about that. Ooh, no land. I think I'm gonna dig deeper. There we go. Actually, am I supposed to play the Mystic Sanctuary because it's gonna come in tapped? So I have a chance of winning next turn? Wow. That's interesting. Rolling Vortex main deck. Oh, this is a burn deck. Oh, I see. Okay. Land creature. I guess I'll do that. Maybe I can hard cast that later. Yeah, this isn't good. They have a Rolling Vortex. I'm attacking 7 per turn. I mean... might just die. We do have a mana drain though, which is nice. So I feel like we should be able to win this one. We'll drain. That's not gonna be enough. Also, they can't fully utilize all their mana, otherwise they just die to their own lands. Fun enough. So Croissant's Grip, Force of Vigor, Abrupt Decays. Let's get rid of a mana drain. Actually, is mana drain good? I'm bringing all these stuffs though. Yeah, I do want another Force of Vigor. Oh yeah, Veil of Summer, go. I guess I'm keeping mana drain then. Some of them. I do like the fact that we have a Force of Vigor, but this hand might be slow. Like, I'm not actually sure how I'm supposed to actually like approach this. I do like the fact that I have 4 lands with Fatal Push and, you know, Fate Trickster and Force of Vigor, but yeah. Okay, that's one part of the combo piece. I think in this matchup, like, you just want to take as little damage as possible. I'll Surveil again. I wonder if this deck doesn't play any creatures. Okay, so another damage coming through here. Probably a shock. Okay, assemble a team, very good. Okay, so no Aatroxas. I guess I'm just going to go for the Omniscience combo next turn. We have also like no way to tutor spells. I like what they're doing though. It's pretty cool. Yeah, we might actually lose because we don't have a tutor spell. Am I gonna die next turn? Probably. Yeah, I think I'm dead. I think I am dead here. Well, let's see if that's true. Am I dead? Let's find out. There's that Rolling Vortex. I feel like if I cast this, I die. I'm gonna take 5. It's so easy to deal 3 damage. Right? Like, I need them to tap out. Like here, and pray opponent doesn't have anything here. Right? Just let's pray opponent doesn't have anything. Yikes. They got me. Gonna go down on Fatal Push and have more mana drains here. Actually, does mana drain even do anything? Maybe even Spell Pierce is a little bit better. It's a lot of shocking. I'll keep it. Okay, we got one part of the combo already. There's that other part of the combo. Demonic Tutor. Okay, so I take 1 damage from Polluted Delta, grab an island, play Show and Tell. They get the Rolling Vortex down. I play Demonic Tutor for Force of for an Abrupt Decay. I'm taking 10 damage. I'd be alive at 1 life. Oh man, tough game. So what do I get with this? Okay, I don't think opponent should have surrendered because if I waterlock Teaching and then get Dig Through Time and Whiff, they should have stayed. Yeah, they should have stayed, by the way. Okay. Sounds good. Potential Belcher, maybe? Watery Grave and pass, okay. I'll play this and pass. I want to keep up the Veil of Summer. Wait, no way. No way. Don't stifle. Don't. I can't believe it. I got wrecked. I should have just breeding pooled. No, opponent. Stifle. What are you doing? What are you doing, man? I can't believe it. Okay, I'm just gonna pass with the Veil of Summer up. Really? Wait. They took Reanimate. This is such an interesting deck. They're playing Reanimate, Prankster, Stifle, right? Okay, so I think I'm actually supposed to get a Hullbreaker Horror. Because if they show and tell, I put an Omniscience down and then I Hullbreaker Horror and develop Summer and then I bounce their Omniscience. I think that's gonna be the plan here. Wow, Dig Through Time already. I don't think this deck would be playing a counterspell, just because they're also playing Reanimate and Picklock Prankster. And they're also playing Stifle with Spell Pierce. That's a lot of cards that doesn't allow you to play things like Mana Drain, I think. I got completely wrecked by the Stifle Thoughtseize. Jesus. It was actually insane. Okay, Brainstorm really good. Another Picklock Prankster. You know, I actually really like what they're doing. Like, they probably play Aatroxa as well, and then they have Reanimate to get the Aatroxa back. I mean, granted, they're already at 11. If they shock a little bit more, they're not going to be able to reanimate anything. Do I get the Mana Drain back or Assembled Team? I think we just get the Counter Spell back. Another Omniscience. I still have one more Surveil land. Okay, my hand doesn't look the most interesting, I will say. Might actually use one of the Philip Summers here, maybe? Trickster. Okay. I shall keep that. Really? You're gonna shock? So you have a Mana Drain in the deck. I see. You're giving me some informations there. I mean, opponent's almost dead. They might actually just die to the High Fate Trickster. Look at the way it's tapping. Not leaving up green source. Yeah, isn't that interesting? High Fate Trickster. Got a show and tell. So their reanimate is useless at the moment. What if I counter this? What happens? I don't think I can counter this. Because I need to counter their show and tell, maybe? I could also show and tell at the end of the turn. That's a possibility. And I have 3 cards to bounce. There's that Veil of Summer. It's not gonna work. Okay, so they even play Grief. And it doesn't seem like they play a Mana Drain. Okay, so we want Spell Pierce, Cross Sun's Grip, Thoughtseize, take out the Aatroxa, take out Fatal Push, and take out Show and Tell. Kind of want another Veil of Summer because they also play what's happening? Let me see the screen. Yeah, they also play Grief, right? So I want to play another copy of Veil of Summer. Might even cut another Show and Tell. Wow. Talk about luck. Okay. I do really like this card in this matchup, but I currently only have 2 lands. Yeah, I'm not letting that stifle through, you know? That's just not gonna happen. There's no way I'm getting stifled. Veil of Summer. So this is a Spell Pierce this time. I noticed that they also had a Spell Pierce, but kind of unfortunate. Ooh. Okay. I might actually top the Mystic Sanctuary. We'll see. Because currently I just want lands. Yep, there we go. I'm gonna Spell Pierce this. Okay, guess I have to Veil of Summer here. Eight cards? Sure. That is actually insane. Do I want to top anything? I'll grab another Spell Pierce, just in case. Okay, they really want to show and tell, so let's just counterspell that. Okay. G to the G. Alright, so we played 6 games with the deck. We went 5-1. Besides that, the game I lost was to a Belcher deck. But that game I just got completely wrecked. I got stifled, and then opponent just played Show and Tell out of the blue, right? Against an Omnitell deck. They just decided to play Show and Tell. Like, absolutely no fear, right? I didn't have any Omniscience at the time. I didn't have any combo pieces at the time, like Hullbreaker Horde, things like that. So, unfortunately, that game, they just stifled my land. They saw the opportunity, just slammed down Show and Tell, and won the game. The second game of that match was kind of brutal. We were moments away from winning the game, and then all of a sudden, boom. They have completely empty hand. We can see their entire hand. They're gonna play the Belcher. We're gonna mana drain. And what happens? They top pick a mana drain and win the game. So it was a pretty close game. A lot of combo decks today. Funny enough, like when I was playtesting so many different decks, I ran into 0 combo decks. All of a sudden, I played this deck. Everybody and their mother are playing combo. But still pretty varied games besides the 3 combo decks I played. We played against Azorius Energy, which was actually kind of cool. And then we played against a little bit more traditional Omnitell. And then we played against a Belcher deck and then a Boros Burn, which was also pretty surprising as well. We barely won that one, by the way. We won it by just 1 life, and we also won versus a little bit of a weird variant of an Omnitell as well. They were playing some really cool cards, like the Picklock Prankster with some copies of Reanimate and Grief as well. So you play this card, you're gonna grab most of the times, like probably like Dig Through Time, right, into your hand. But if you get something like a Reanimate and then you mill something like an Aatroxa or Grief, so that can enable like a 1-mana discard spell as well. So definitely a very cool build. Obviously this one is a copied version of Novos's deck. All I did was add in 3 copies of High Fate Tricksters and then go up on a copy of a Fatal Push. So that's all I did. So let's talk about the High Fate Trickster versus Borne Upon a Wind. So against the Belcher deck and against the Mirror Match, I did actually find the High Fate Trickster to be a lot better than Borne Upon a Wind. But obviously this is a very low sample size, right? But I did really enjoy High Fate Trickster. Like being able to just flash this in and opponent's like, what do I do? Like, do I need to counter this? Like if I counter this, I'm gonna lose to Show and Tell, right? Or let's say you don't have a counter spell because you're playing like a traditional combo deck. You could just technically lose to this card because it is a 4-power beater. So it's a very interesting card in these kind of combo mirror matches where you just play this out completely unexpected, right? Like after sideboarding, they don't have any like fatal pushes or anything, right? This card comes out and starts attacking, and it could go south very, very fast. Interestingly enough, I was actually worried about the Waterlogged Teaching not being able to grab the High Fate Trickster because this actually comes up often when you play this deck. They play Show and Tell, you play the Omniscience, now they have the priority. They play something, in response you play Waterlogged Teaching into Borne Upon a Wind, right? But funny enough, if you read the text, it says search the deck for an instant speed card or a card with flash. So technically, you can actually grab the High Fate Trickster to win the game as well. So theoretically, this is a cheaper card, but just because you actually don't ever use Borne Upon a Wind outside of the combo, I actually quite like the High Fate Trickster. I think the draw card can sometimes come up in certain scenarios, but so I think generally the High Fate Trickster is the better card, but I can sometimes see where the Borne Upon a Wind can be better, especially when you want to draw a card. Like let's say you put an Omniscience down, you have nothing in your hand, you just have Borne Upon a Wind. That could happen, right? But the High Fate Trickster lets you do these kind of end turn shenanigan where you flash in the High Fate Trickster. Now opponent has to respond to this scenario where like, do they counter this? Like if you don't counter this, you're gonna get hit by 4 every single turn. Like if you counter this, could just die to the combo. It's a very interesting card. One thing I can actually say about one thing I want to say about the Borne Upon a Wind, where it could be better, is let's say you're about to die. All you have is an Omniscience and Borne Upon a Wind. Like those kind of scenarios can happen, right? And then you Borne Upon a Wind to draw into Show and Tell, right? Those kind of scenarios could happen. But I like the option that the High Fate Trickster can have an edge versus these counterspell heavy decks compared to Borne Upon a Wind. Whereas the Borne Upon a Wind, I think, has the edge versus other creature matchups, but versus creature matchups, you should be able to win anyways, right? So that's my conclusion with the card. I think the card is very interesting, and you can even try like 2 copies of High Fate Trickster, 4 copies of Dig Through Time. I just wanted to play 3 copies of it because I wanted this card to show up more often to show you guys, right? But it might be correct to just play 2 copies of High Fate Trickster and then just have 4 copies of Dig Through Time, right? So yeah, that is gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye-bye.